They embrace the traditions and honor of those who played before them, knowing that any height can be reached.
Throws it down. Moody. Cut by Boston College. I don't believe it. Cut. The Eagles win it. Win it. Win it. Win it.
Upholding the values of compassion, integrity, and service for their families, their teammates, and their school. They leave here prepared for any field.
This is what makes college football so fun.
They put on the maroon and gold, knowing that not everyone can play here, as at their core, they are true student athletes. This is heart. This is pride. This is worth cheering for. This is Boston's college. Welcome to Boston College football. Decide to fly.
Boston College football opened the 2019 season with new faces, but the same identity.
We define a BC man, so let's start there. What we talk about as a BC man is faith, character, toughness, and passion. I think those are the pieces that we feel are critically important, and so that obviously translates right into the program. We do look for that in recruiting, and we try to develop that while we're here. We want young men to develop their faith, develop their toughness, develop their character, develop their passion. That's your job as a teacher, as an educator, as a coach, is to bring young men in here and show semblance of these characteristics and build upon them.
Family, a really close-knit, hardworking group of guys that care about each other.
The passion, the teamwork, I think that's what I really like about the game, that, you know, it's not just about one person. You kind of need a team to win games, and to get to that level, you guys kind of got to go through really tough challenges.
I would describe this year's team very excited, intense, ready to go. We put in a lot of hard work during the offseason, so I think we're ready to get after it.
The team's personality this year is, I would say, hungry. Playing with a chip on our shoulder, something to prove.
So when you step on this field, give it everything you got. Every last single one of it. Let's go, man. Everything you got there, baby. It goes with us. 1, 2, 3.
The wait was over. BC versus Virginia Tech in a rare ACC conference opening game.
The culture here at BC is definitely one that you're not going to find at many other places. You know, young guys come in, the older guys take them right under their wing. I think that just the bond that we have as a team is very unique.
It was time to show off new faces like Zay Flowers, who would make a big mark in his first collegiate contest.
Fake to Dillon. Rolling out, there's a tight end, wide open. And it was Korab Adreezy on the catch. Brown goes up top, has his man open. Flowers for the score.
6, Brown will loft it down the right sideline. Wide open, Flowers in the end zone. He's got it for a touchdown. Zay Flowers, 33 yards.
Flowers bloomed in the opening drive. The Eagles stretched the field with Kobe White as well.
Brown has plenty of time, though. Plenty of time. Now flushed out of the pocket. Can't find any open receivers, but goes deep for White, and he has him inside the 20.
Defensively, BC looked to attack. But this is the ACC, where there are NFL-caliber players littered on every roster. And as relentless as the Eagles were, Virginia Tech went ahead.
This time, Will stick it his way. Over the top, hits his receiver for a score.
And in the young season, it was time to see BC's resolve.
3rd and 7 now for BC. Wide open is one of those tight ends. This time it's Hunter Long. Brown has time. He's had time all day long. There's Long again.
Let's go. Come on now.
Flowers in motion. No room there, but now he bounces it back outside. Keeps his feet and he'll score.
Stacked up, spinning past the 15 to the 10, deliver to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Boston College. A.J. Dillon, 17 yards. He is the Eagle in the end zone.
A healthy A.J. Dillon is a dream for the Eagles and a nightmare for the ACC. And the defense was inspired. Passionate and aggressive, fierce and ruthless.
Jalen Holston now out of the backfield, pressure to fumble, picked up by Boston College.
Marcus Valdez comes up with the ball, but it was Tate Haynes coming off the boundary corner that forced that fumble.
The grit of the offensive line and A.J. Dillon gave Anthony Brown and Kobe White the time to create a masterpiece.
Third down, White in the end zone. Touchdown!
What a throw by Anthony Brown.
The play that put Boston College back in front of Virginia Tech and more importantly showed the fight and pride of this year's team. A team whose identity became clearer on each play. Every play, all out in every phase of the game.
Called for, but a drop inside the 30. Eagles diving for it. Hezekiah Grimsley could not come up with it, but the Eagles do. BC football.
Brown keeps it, the fake to Dillon. He's got a lot of room in front of him. Inside the 10 for the score.
Read option, keeper by Brown to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Brown, 28 yards.
The offense kicked into high gear, and the opportune defense would turn the Hokies over 5 times on a beautiful day in Chestnut Hill.
Picked off. Joe Sparaccio for Boston College, the 3rd turnover of the first half.
The defense had the crowd falling head over heels with their style of play, but then they fell heels over head for Brandon Sebastian.
McLeese, he's going to go up top. He has a receiver open in the end zone, and it's intercepted. A great play by Brandon Sebastian to pick it off.
What a play by Brandon Sebastian.
This one is intercepted by Sebastian in the end zone. An athletic interception by Brandon Sebastian.
It's why you come to the games. Young men putting themselves on the line every play for their families, for their fellow players, for their coaches, for the pride of Boston College.
Gets in on the mix in the interceptions. He makes a great pick. We've had an interception by a defensive back, by a linebacker, and now by a defensive tackle.
An important win in the first game, magnified by the fact that it was a conference game. The Eagles proved to themselves that even though there was a lot of talent that left the team, this version of Boston College football is ready for the challenges that lie ahead.
We had a chance to watch several players from our program last year, 4 drafted, 10 free agents, go on and have an opportunity to go play at the next level in the NFL, which I think speaks to your culture and your recruitment and your development. You know, I think along the lines of development, a great example of that is Chris Lindstrom.
I've put on about 75 pounds, so I'm 310 right now. Came in at about 240, so that's just physical changes and a lot stronger. Mentally, I mean, I've learned so much about the game.
I played with him this year next to him. It was an unreal feeling playing with your brother. Not many people can say they played with their brother, never mind Division I football.
Chris was a fairly unrecruited player. Came in here very, very undersized, was forced into a situation that he had to play as a true freshman. Played at 240-something pounds, had a rough first year. But then by the time he left here, he became one of the most dominant players in the ACC as an offensive lineman at 310 pounds and was drafted in the 14th pick of the first round by the Atlanta Falcons.
You know, he left his own legacy of just, he's an example of a BC man. He's quiet, does his work, works hard, does the extra work, tough, smart, and just worked his way up to where he is now.
You know, Zach Allen, was drafted first pick of the 3rd round of the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, and from what I've heard, our guys are phenomenal. Tom Sweeney at Buffalo, Zach Allen. Chris was starting at Atlanta the other night on TV. I've heard from people that work close with Detroit that Will Harris is doing a phenomenal job.
So obviously Tommy, one of the hardest workers I've ever met. He's a unique story too because he only, he wasn't really respected. He only had one offer coming out of high school, and he really just built himself into, the great player he is now. John Johnson, I think the same way. They're both unreal players now, and they both, basically built themselves and created that lifestyle for them, and they bought into it, and look at this, the success is, it's pretty unreal.
I'm going into my 7th year. We've been recruiting at this. I think we understand what it is to find the right guys that will thrive here in the classroom, socially, on the playing field, and yet, have an eye to look for those guys that might not have been the 4 or 5 stars out of high school, but can be developed into being the 4 or 5 stars that come out of college. And but continuity helps with that. When you're constantly changing things, it disrupts a lot of things, and the margin for error is small. So I think where we are right now is we're rebuilding that strong pipeline from Boston College to the NFL. I like where we're headed with that.
I think, once you start to talk to NFL coaches, NFL guys, you start to get a grasp for, the kind of leadership that Boston College guys end up, putting off in the NFL. You see the Luke Kuechly's, the Justin Simmons, those guys going out there every day competing, some of the best in the NFL. And so when you get Boston College guys on your roster, you know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get a leader. You're going to get someone that comes in, competes, works hard, studies, knows what he's doing. And I don't think you can ask much more from a football player after that.
There was a period of time here where we really had that rolling, and I think we're back. And I think that speaks to continuity in the program. Obviously, that first night, I was with the Lindstrom family at their house. It was incredibly powerful to be there with them and to watch. You can just imagine as a dad and a mom, they're watching their son's dreams come true. And it was really a cool experience, and happy to be there. And of course, the next night, we were with Zach Allen and his family, and it was the same thing. And you're watching the celebration of 2 great young men and their families, and they get a chance to see the fruits of their success and their hard work and everything they put into it. We're all very close here, our players and our coaches, and player to player, player to coach, coach to coach.
Get on them early. Everybody got me? Love you. Stick together.
So, the fact that they want us to be a part of this, I think is testament to the strength of the relationships. So I think it speaks to guys coming out of our program. They've been prepared well on the field, off the field. They're mature, they're bright, they have high character, they have a passion for the game. Let's go back to a BC man. Faith, character, toughness, passion. Those guys are representing that in first-class fashion.
Last time I've been, when I was at Rutgers, is when I went to a game. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a RU graduate. I'm a RU graduate, but it's good luck to BC too.
I came to see my man.
Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Hey!
knock him down.
Right? Yeah.
Let's go, BC. Let's go, BC.
All right, guys. Okay. We got to get ready. Come on, BC. Where we at? Let's go, BC!
At home or on the road, Boston College truly is family. And as proud parents and family looked on, the Eagles came out flying against the Scarlet Knights. Flowers through the air, and Bailey on the ground.
Hand ahead for David Bailey.
All right, Bailey.
Bailey breaks it. Bailey on his way for the touchdown. A beautiful opening drive for the BC Eagles.
I don't even think the Scarlet Knights were set.
To the end zone. Touchdown, Boston College.
But this game would be won in the trenches, where the battle of might and brawn always turns into a fight of wills, and BC was imposing theirs, working for each other on both sides of the ball. 11 and family, working as one.
The handoff. And a good tackle and a fumble, ball loose. Eagles trying to dive on it. They can't come up with it. And will they finally come up with it? Ella Track is diving for it. Three guys had a chance to bring it into the end zone. It's BC football.
Sneak, Anthony Brown, touchdown Boston College.
Here it is. Put your hands up.
All right.
Give credit to Alec Lindstrom, the center, John Phillips, the right guard, like Zion Johnson in there at left guard.
Waiting for the screen to develop to Blackshear. And Blackshear is just tripped up at the shoelaces by Richardson.
The defense was led by Max Richardson, who was all over the field. His heart and passion rubbed off on the rest of the Eagles as this young team was implementing lessons learned from the week prior.
Has his feet under him and connects on a long crossing route with Hunter Long. Well inside field goal range now. Jared Paul made the tackle. This is a 37-yard attempt. Final play of the half. On the way. And good.
Play fake. Brown back to throw at the 33. High pass caught by Burt. Past the 50 to the 45 to the 41 of Rutgers. What a catch with one hand by Jake Burt.
The offensive line owned the second half, orchestrating scoring drives of 13 and 18 plays, while A.J. Dillon ran for 150 yards.
Dillon over the top. Touchdown, Boston College.
Goal from the 4. Dillon charging into the end zone for a touchdown. Exclamation point. Boston College. A.J. Dillon, 4-yard touchdown, his second score of the game.
Mark Sitkowski, flush to his left. Running for cover, just flails this one high in the air. Jump ball. It's picked off. Boston College's Mike Palmer with a pick. Congratulations.
Anthony Brown and the other 19 New Jersey players for the Eagles made this a happy homecoming as BC has beaten Rutgers 11 straight times.
Good game, boy.
just want to tell you something, all right? All week long, we've talked about effort and finish. Is that not accurate? Okay. The biggest thing that I saw today, just so you know, I saw an unbelievable effort and finish by a football team. I couldn't be more proud of you. I mean that, right? I'm really proud of you guys, you know? I really am. And I can't explain it to you good enough because it's just a feeling that I have with a bunch of guys that are just freaking tough, resilient guys. I'm just telling you, you kind of know when you've been in it long enough. You're tough and you're resilient. Let's clean up some sloppiness, okay? Let's clean up some sloppiness. Let's continue to improve because we improve.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. For Boston, we sing our proud refrain. For Boston, 'tis wisdom's earthly fame. Born here all one and the hearts are true, and the towers of the heights reach heaven's own blue. For Boston, till the echoes ring again. Hey! For your coaches!
We got a big base of New Jersey. We're very proud to have a big base of New Jersey players on our football team. You know, not just Catholic school kids, but also, but that's an important piece. But also a whole bunch of guys from New Jersey. We are a big believer in the 5-hour radius. You know, Boston College and New Jersey go hand in hand like a glove, and it's very, very important to us, and will always be very, very important to us. And there's a lot of pride on our team of those Jersey kids. There's BC pride with them, and there's pride from being from the state of New Jersey, which is a great football state, great high school football coaches in the state.
The pipeline of New Jersey talent to Boston College was celebrated as Eagle Nation invaded Piscataway, New Jersey. 19 players hail from the Garden State, and their families share the same values as the Boston College community.
I got one tailgate to throw in 4 years, and this is it. So I'm 25 miles from my house. I got to make it a good one. So we'll see. It's going to get better and better. People are just starting to roll in.
Boston College, they're pretty much their philosophy is they want to get tough guys who love football.
And I think Boston College's philosophy is also high character, really high character tough kids, and I think that's our 16, 17 kids from Jersey. That's who they are.
That's what they are, high character, tough kids.
They couldn't wait to get a game close to home so everybody can come out and support and attend. And also he has friends on other teams too, so it'll be nice to see the parents that we played with in high school and things like that. It'll be fun.
Everyone here is a family. We come from all walks of life, and there wasn't a feeling of being alienated, and our beliefs are pretty much the same. We all believe that education is important. Whether you go on to the next level and play in the NFL or not, having a good foundation of an education so that when your football life ends, you're able to have a successful career in whatever you choose to do was really important to us. And I think it does reflect a lot of the other opinions and feelings of the other families here.
I would have to say I'm mostly proud of all the comments I hear about him off the field. He's a real BC man in that he is a team guy on the field and off the field, going to all the events all around the school and trying to represent the school in the best way he can.
The football team always talks about having Boston College men, and that's what we see our son becoming. He's just becoming a Boston College man, which we are so proud of.
Oh, it's what we do. It's why we're here to support them. And everything that we do, every decision that's made for the best interest of them, and how do we help them become the best people they can be. Not athletes, but best people.
It's also getting a good education. That's the first thing. I said, my goal is for you to be All-American academic, not in football. Football is secondary. So that's why he's at Boston College.
Yes, and the visit that we did for Boston College, unofficial, as soon as we left that day, he knew. He's like, Ma, I'm gonna come in.
I mean, the culture, when we went around to the schools he was being recruited at during high school, you just got an immediate great feel. The people in the locker room, the families you were around, you felt like you were part of a family from day one.
As Nolan says, friends for life is what, he says he's around. And
they are. They're friends for life.